Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett sounding off after the I-Team discovered landlords cheating the system and taxpayers out of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
We're coming after you.
Now, earlier this month, investigative reporter Eric Ross confronted a landlord who failed to pay taxes and fix serious code violations on homes he purchased at sheriff's auctions.
And tonight, the I-Teams discovered new information pointing to a bigger problem. Eric.
Good evening. We discovered Mohammed Chowdhury, who you saw walking down the courtroom hallway a few moments ago, is one of 20 property owners who owe the city a lot of money for failing to keep their properties up to code. We wanted to know how landlords can continue buying more homes when they refuse to fix the homes they already own. Mohammed Chowdhury owes more than $400,000 in unpaid property taxes, along with a handful of fines from code violations.
Mr. Chowdhury has cost the taxpayers of Milwaukee a lot of money because he takes in cash revenue for rents and doesn't pay his property taxes.
Mr. Chowdhury, Eric Ross with today's TMJ for the Mr. Chowdhury did not have anything to say after a judge issued a temporary order this month banning him from purchasing new properties until he pays taxes and fines on the ones he already owns. But one of his neighbors had plenty to say after learning Chowdhury has not paid taxes in years.
It's not bringing in the money that the city needs. I mean, we need help with the Milwaukee Police Department. We need help on our city streets. I mean, our city streets really are taking a beating, and if we don't pay our property taxes, nothing is going to get done.
The city of Milwaukee is suing Chowdhury for $1.25 million in unpaid taxes, fines, and damages. Assistant City Attorney Cale Decker says in more than 3 dozen cases where Chowdhury purchased homes at auctions, he failed to transfer deeds into his name to avoid paying property taxes. We also learned he racked up more than 3,000 code violations in the last decade for properties he rents out to tenants. Chowdhury isn't the only one racking up fines and failing to pay. The I-Team obtained this list of property owners who owe the city money from unpaid code violation fines. One property owner owes the city more than $361,000. Another owes $161,000. Combined, the city is trying to collect more than $1 million in fines stemming from a list of just 20 property owners. Building code officials say while most property owners comply with their orders to fix safety issues, they admit they can't do much to force homeowners to make repairs.
If no work has been completed, we're not having good communication, we'll then forward that order to our municipal court system.
Here, the fines can build up over time unless the city decides to sue the property owner, which the mayor believes may be the only alternative in some of these cases.
If you've got outstanding violations, they're there because there's something wrong with the property. The message for the landlords who are trying to get around the system is, you've seen it, we're coming after you.
Chowdhury's neighbor supports any effort to get landlords to fix their properties and pay their fair share of taxes.
My property value goes down because of the way the house looks. I want people to upkeep their homes. I mean, it's fine if you're a landlord, but at least fix up the houses.
The assistant city attorney says the reason they are pursuing Chowdhury's case and not others is because they believe not only did he not care to fix safety violations with his properties, but that he purposely tried to defraud the city.
Now, you mentioned that a lot of these landlords are buying these properties at sheriff's auctions. How are they able to continue doing that if they owe back taxes?
Good question. Well, up until this year, it was perfectly legal. If you have the cash, you can buy the property. And there was no time limit on when you had to change the deed. Now, a new state law requires as soon as you buy that home at a sheriff's auction sale, the deed is immediately transferred. That way they could track down who owes property taxes without having to spend hours and hours and hours going back and trying to track down who the owner is.
Reason for optimism, perhaps.
That's good. Thank you, Eric.
Thanks, Eric.